I was so impressed with DC's Cinematic Universe offerings this year at Comic-Con. Less so, though, came the animated offerings. In particular, we're talking about The Killing Joke, which is one of the most legendary comic storylines of all time. It's actually a very short book, and it got turned into a DC animated movie. And
straight to Blu-ray. Maybe,
yes,
maybe DVD if they're still making those.
It's great, though, because it features Kevin Conroy.
Oh, yeah.
It features Mark Hamill. In my opinion, the two best, Batman and Joker.
Agree.
And I've been saying for years how much I love DC animation. I think it's the best thing that they do, but I feel like it got flipped on this head this year because we have this wonderful Wonder Woman. Like, it's making me have tingles and tears and freak out and laugh. And then we have The Killing Joke coming out. A few of my friends, I heard early buzz from them when they went to go see it. They were DC fans and critics. They weren't the greatest fans of this because of, well, they added something to it. Because if you look at The Killing Joke, it's not the best Batgirl story. It treats her poorly, actually, and it makes a choice that kind of sidelines her in favor of giving Batman something to worry about and angst about, which is a trope that was used often and maybe not in the best way. But I do
let's use a woman to make you feel bad. And then, by the way, we're getting rid of her character in the same way. Well, one fell swoop.
The thing is, I do think that they did a good job in the comics of recovering from that with Oracle.
I mean, they had time. They had time to fix that, though.
It was them, like, covering or fixing, I would say, one of the worst moments in Batgirl's history, and then turning it into something amazing, which you could argue is something great for people who've had some tragedy in their lives that has been debilitating and changed the trajectory of their lives. But this movie didn't really do that great of a job of mending that.
Yeah, we're getting into spoiler territory, so please do not freak out. But
spoiler alert.
Just turn it off if you don't want to know.
There's a graphic for this.
There's a graphic for this.
Yes, we do.
Batgirl. So The Killing Joke is not very long. So for the movie, they've added about 30 minutes of following Batgirl around in her arc of, she doesn't want to be a superhero anymore. She kind of is wondering about what she should be doing.
So it's like 20 minutes of her having an internal struggle.
Yeah.
But it's also, they've added something to her, which is sort of a pining for Batman.
Yeah.
Which
is totally...
It's
fucking weird. I'm going to throw it down.
It's weird. I mean, yes, I think you can count on one or two storylines in which Batman and Batgirl had a little bit of a romance aspect, though everything happens in the comics, at least once.
Yeah.
So it's not really the main way that we view this couple's dynamic relationship. She's usually paired with Dick Grayson, and they have such an adorable romance. It's really cute.
They're also like way closer in age. That's a whole other issue.
Yes, Batman is more of a father figure to Batgirl, to Robin, to all the Robins.
Yeah, because Batman is like his work peer group is like her father's age. You know what I mean? Like they are bros, and she is his.
So he has to like take care of her as in Commissioner Gordon's place, sort of.
Yeah.
So they do have a sexual relationship in this, and she does pine for him. And then still the same thing happens after that. It doesn't seem to have resonated with a lot of people, and it led to probably the most contentious Comic-Con panel there was this year.
Oh, man.
This involved Brian Azzarello, who is the writer, and Bruce Timm, who you may know for his deep involvement with the DC animation backstory. He's one of the co-creators of Harley Quinn, as you may remember. I respect him a lot. So this was hard for me to talk about. So basically, everyone clapped. They loved Mark Hamill. They loved Kevin Conroy, and of course they do. They're great actors. But then one fan asked, you have talked about how you wanted to give Barbara more story, and yet the story you gave her ended up being more about the men in her life. Why? Brian Azzarello said she's stronger than the men in her life in this story. She controls the men in this story. The fan shouted, and by the way, the fan is actually a writer for Bleeding Cool named Jeremy Conrad, who said, by using sex, and then there was a back and forth arguing, yelling, and then Azzarello said, come back here and say that again, pussy, which...
Great choice of words, bro. We're already kind of mad at you about treating women a certain way, and then you got, like, I get it, like, sometimes there's words that society has taught us, that we say that we just do it on knee-jerk reaction. Well, that was so inappropriate.
He's a bit of an outspoken guy.
Yeah, it's so inappropriate, and I don't think saying that makes his writing bad or anything like that, but it was an inappropriate moment for both of those guys.
It's more like fanning the flames than responding to this in a critical and professional way.
Yeah.
So basically, Jeremy Conrad sort of apologized for this and said maybe I acted more passionately. I probably should have been more respectful of what the journalistic protocol would have been. Azzarello said, I called someone a pussy when they unintelligibly yelled from the back of the room, then wouldn't repeat it. Which is not
weird.
It's kind of acknowledging what you did.
Yeah.
Instead of instead of responding to it.
Yeah. If you look at his Twitter, there's a lot of retweets of that, and there's a lot of replies to it, and like very, very ugly about women. Very quickly, and I'm like, guys, you see what happened? You see what happened from this? It's not that you meant to do it, but like, you can't be using words like that, y'all.
Well, I mean, it was not handled in the best way, and neither was the story itself, apparently. And
there's a lot of mixed reviews out right now about Killing Joke.
That really saddens me because it had so much
potential.
It's got fucking Mark Hamill in it.
Oh, that's all I ever wanted.
That's all I want is Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy together forever, always doing the voices, and it's unfortunately this is not the best received, at least, DC animated movie. I'm sorry. I wanted it to be better, and I wanted it to be received better.
I've heard if you don't watch the first 20 minutes, it's like kind of okay. Like, it's fine. Like if you just don't pretend like that never happens.
But like have a fan edit?
Yeah, fan edit. So someone out there, please fan edit for us to watch it.
Okay, sure. Because then after that, it is pretty faithful to the comic. So there you go. Yay or boo. I don't know where we are with this now. Audience, how do you feel? Is it yays or boos? I don't know, actually. Let us know below in the comments what you think, and please like and subscribe for more.